Hey, hi, hello. We are reading a lot of One Punch Man stuff today. There's four new chapters of the webcomic all coming out within a few days. Unreal. And there's another chapter of the remake as well. So I'm going to start with the webcomic, and as before, I'm just going to try reading it on the screen. I think that must be okay. So, in the end of the last one, we had handsomely sweet Mask fighting against this clown that becomes more powerful the more attention he gets. The clown had quickly escalated from just kind of a minor threat to something dragon level, fighting toe to toe. First, a tiger. But by the end of this chapter, a terrifying, kind of deranged chapter, something perhaps draconic. Something else. But handsomely sweet Mask lets go of his transformation. On my Mask now, looking a little sour, looking more like bitter Mask, perhaps. I can close a lot of these tabs. Oh, that's so satisfying. Okay, so tons and tons of people around, tons of reporters. It's being broadcast around the world, this fight against the clown. And here we can see that there actually is, despite his kind of cruelness at times and his mercilessness towards enemies and his unreasonableness in many situations, that he actually does have a real compassionate heart deep down, that he's willing to throw away his entire public life and image by exposing his transformation just in order to save people. Alright. Chapter 122. We see now the full extent of his transformation. Thank you for continuing to entertain me with your amazing hospitality. Expect nothing less from an idol. And here we can see perhaps a limitation of one's art. One's art has been improving like crazy, like even in these, the detail on the clown and the perspective and stuff are all quite interesting. But at first I thought this was Mask like jumping up at the clown, but instead it looks like he's getting kicked off the ground. So even though he's transformed, he's not able to dodge this kick. I guess it's going to be one of the more ones like he gets knocked back, but then he's just standing there and he's like, yeah, no big deal. Oh, yeah, look. He grabs the leg, squeezing it, and the clown's face explodes. Whoa! Holy crap. Okay, forget it. Whatever I just said about one's art sometimes being confusing, they got across this message pretty well. He certainly made it clear what's going on here. He just got cratered. Oh my gosh. So we've yet to see really what the transformation looks like, or rather what the absence of the transformation looks like, given that the public face he was showing was actually his transformed state. And these claws that he's developed. It's unnerving that despite never having planned to fight in this form, or this being what he knew to be a last-ditch measure, he had still trained in how to best use these claws, how to best use these monstrous appendages instead of his normal human ones. It just kind of shows, again, that he has this absolute sense of justice, that he's knew that in the end he would rather sacrifice his public life than sacrifice people. Meanwhile, Saitama running about on the rooftops. Maybe I should ask Genos to treat you to a barbecue. Nice, man. Saitama living large. These are nice shots too. The city, the conveyance of speed of Saitama's movement, I think is fantastic. Just boop, 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 boop. Postpone the sparring. Vicious monster has appeared in an amusement park in Ice City. My mask is engaged in battle with the enemy has the upper hand. So I've received the S-Class dispatch notice. Saitama's just like, oh, I was just there. What's going on? I don't know. I'm just getting tricked again, aren't I? Because it looks like he cares. It looks like he's kind of like concerned or something. But his facial expressions are so blank and irresolvable that at the same time he might just be thinking like, looks like I'm not getting barbecue, and has totally forgotten that he was in the amusement park before, that he was with a My Mask before. Whoa! So everyone is cheering, freaking out, so happy to see that he's back on top. Part of his performance, he's so strong, totally S-class level, and he unleashes his true power. And now the clown is starting to bargain. He realizes he's actually outmatched. But these people don't seem to be too freaked out by these huge monstrous transformations. His entire body taking on that kind of mysterious, spongy monster texture that we've seen kind of scattered around the series. This is what the god that bestows homeless emperors powers kind of looks like. And then when we saw like the monster cells and stuff in the remake, they often had the same kind of aesthetic associated with the monsterification. So there's some meaning to this, but not to the audience. The audience doesn't care. Deal with your face. Completely change your appearance. And this is when the audience starts noticing. Okay. So it looks like they're heading back to the amusement park. This is a good Saitama expression too. He's so inscrutable sometimes. And yet when you do find out what he's thinking after all that, you're just like, of course. Like, it's just, in retrospect, like the level 0 answer you didn't even consider. My mask's appearance is transforming. It's changing as we speak. Just what on earth is going on? I can't even put it into words. It looks like some inhuman life form. Going on ahead. Ooh. It's been mimicking a human this whole time. Look at the use of the word it. First, is he wearing some sort of artificial skin? That's just a monster. It's totally mysterious being. Has it been mimicking human form this whole time? Language is important when they make a shift like that. It's a clear sign of dehumanization. And it seems like Genos as well thinks that like this is bad, that like something's happened to a My Mask maybe, that he's going to be a danger to others now. But it's not really clear what Saitama's concern is, right? Like, again, if he was a normal shonen protagonist, you'd see the calculations. You'd have a piece of narration where he goes, oh, that's what he was telling me about. His transformation has come undone. I have to go clean things up before people realize what's happening. You know, that kind of spirit of heroism fitting into like a normal plot. But here Saitama runs off. It's unclear whether he remembers that story or cares or anything. He's just heading over there. This very moment displaces the attention of the entire world. So the attention-seeking clown powers up again. Oh my gosh, this is disturbing. He's got another mouth and head and face on his belly. This one is maybe just ornamental now. He's got more limbs and stuff. Yeesh. Yeesh. I gotta say, we've talked about this before, but I feel like if one ever wanted to do just like a full horror comic, like kind of just like a surrealist horror comic that has this sense that maybe a madman drew it, he could do so fantastic. He would make a masterpiece for sure. Maybe a masterpiece I would be too afraid to read, but a masterpiece nonetheless. Such a good shot. Ooh, a relentless assault. My mask, able to deflect them and strike back, but a whiff. The big master hand grab coming in here. Oh yeah, just the brutality of these. Pulling him apart like this. This was the diehard fan is weeping. My son, no, this is a nightmare. Yeesh. Just look at these faces, though. It's so depraved. I don't know, it's like right from your nightmares. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. there's a specific kind of thing that happens in fights like this. Fights from like a hero against something quite monstrous, and the monstrous thing has the capability of eating the hero or consuming in some way or of using some other type of attack. There's a very specific rhythm I'm thinking of here that I think one is also familiar with, because the one I can think of is Cell versus the androids. And basically what I'm talking about is a fight where they're fighting, they're going back and forth, and then when the hero is kind of weak, when they've started kind of slowing down, then the monster kind of switches to another like battle phase, and instead of just trying to, you know, beat on them, uses this really creepy, really ominous, like consuming attack. Like when Cell starts trying to hit them with the absorption sucker thing. It just has this terrifying, foreboding sense that suddenly the tempo of the fight slows down, and like kind of the stakes have changed, that before you're like, oh no, the hero's gonna get beaten up, but then it like dawns on you that something like hugely worse and more horrifying might happen. Like this I think is just it exactly, just this, the feeling of like helplessness that he just kind of unceremoniously, as if, you know, just a wild animal, begins to consume him. Oh god, oh, it's so disturbing. Something about that pattern, like you can probably think of other examples. Another one is in the Whitebeard War in One Piece, when Blackbeard absorbs the fruits from Whitebeard and throws like the cover over him and stuff. It's that same kind of energy. It's like something unnatural begins to happen with the most natural kind of cadence in the world. Oh, I'm trying to think of other examples. Why am I trying to think of other examples? Every one of them disturbs me deeply. But look, we're okay. We're okay. With a mighty leap, he rips the jaws apart. Oh! Whoa! Oh man, I thought with that next power-up he might have lost, and that it would be kind of a lesson of like, even after losing his humanity, it wasn't enough. You know, the one puncher has to step in. But I guess this makes more kind of story sense. Now it's like he has to live in this aftermath of everyone seeing him in this state. Oh, what a damn, man. One is a good artist. It's a lot conveyed. To have a character design that's like so inhuman, that's so grotesque and kind of over the top in so many ways, and then still to impart so much emotion into that face. Like, look, you can't call this anything but a look of like kind of longing, of despair, of this dawning realization. What have I done? Like, there's a lot being conveyed on a very human level, even though it is becoming far from a human face. Well done. A terrifying chapter. Hopefully one that will mostly evaporate from my memories so that I don't suddenly think of a gigantic clown coming to eat me in the middle of the night. But, you know, that sort of impact. That's the strength of good writing, good manga. Okay, we're moving on to the next chapter since we have 3 more. See you then.